Welcome back to Storytime with Pete, the only financial podcast where we talk about your money habits the way your brutally honest aunt talks about your life choices over wine. Loving, a little judgy, and occasionally too close to home. Today, we're diving into one of the weirder contradictions of modern life, spending your hard-earned money on things you know are bad for you. I'm talking about that $27 margarita that makes you forget your troubles and your email password, the $14 value meal that somehow comes with a side of guilt and elevated cholesterol, the $8.99 pint of ice cream you pretend you're going to ration across the week, but you and I both know it's a single serving container. Look, I'm not coming for your vices. I've got my own. But we need to talk about the financial and emotional gymnastics we both perform to justify paying for our own destruction. Let's start with alcohol. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average American household spends about $580 a year on booze. That's the average, which means some people are spending a lot more to keep Budweiser and friends in business. Now, that may not seem like much, but here's the kicker. It's not just the alcohol. It's the Uber rides, the greasy hangover breakfasts, and the I accidentally bought everyone around because I was feeling generous/delusional. Add it all up, and that little vice becomes a financial liability with a drinking problem. And then there's food, not sustenance, food. The $50 weekly habit of ordering burgers and fried chicken and fries that somehow taste better when they come in a soggy paper bag. We know it's not good for us. We feel it's not good for us, and yet we swipe, tap, and Venmo our way into third-tier fast food loyalty programs like it's a badge of honor. Why? Dopamine. That little neurotransmitter is the brain's version of a standing ovation. It spikes when we anticipate pleasure, whether it's a double whiskey need or a hot bag of Taco Bell shame. These are not logical decisions. They're chemical ones. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for reason and self-control, gets hijacked by the limbic system, which just wants to feel good right now. It's not weakness, it's wiring. But it's wiring that costs $17.99 plus tip. It's the health cost, too. A 2022 CDC study estimates obesity-related medical expenses range from $1,400 to $2,500 per person per year. So we're paying upfront and on the back end for the privilege of feeling sluggish and bloated. Capitalism really said, let's charge you for the poison and the antidote. And here's where it gets weird. Most of us would never set $1,000 on fire, but will slowly burn it away with six-packs, sodium bombs, and treat yourself nights 5 days a week. All while wondering why we don't feel better or richer or more in control. Now, I'm not saying to go full monk mode. I'm not saying cut all the fun. I'm just saying, can we admit it's kind of messy? Right? That we're investing in our own discomfort? Like, what if you had to pitch your current habits on Shark Tank? Hi, sharks, I'm seeking $300 a month in exchange for a 10% decrease in my lifespan and a mild but persistent sense of regret. Kevin O'Leary would punch you with a calculator and still somehow ask for royalties. Here's what I want you to do this week. Pick one self-destructive expense and subtract it from your life for 7 days. Not forever. Just 7 days. Then track two things: how much money you saved and how you felt physically and emotionally. What you'll notice, if you're paying attention, is that initial dopamine crash on day one and day two, it hurts. It's the craving, the urge, the voice in your head that says, come on, just one. That's the addiction to dopamine talking. But give it time. The brain will recalibrate. Baseline happiness doesn't need to come wrapped in foil or served with lime and salt. Odds are your wallet gets heavier and your soul gets a little bit lighter. That's the kind of ROI you don't need a spreadsheet to feel. All right, friends. Whew, that's it for today's Story Time with Pete. Go love yourself a little smarter this week. And hey, maybe don't finance your own demise with Klarna. Catch you next time.